Sri M.M.Abdullah.
Yes.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir, for giving this opportunity to me to speak on motion of thanks on the President address. Sir, it was mentioned in the President address that the government has undertaken many historic initiatives. Sir, though I am sitting in opposition, I agree this government is making historic initiative. For being an opposition MP, it doesn't mean that I have to oppose everything done by the government. Sir, now I explain how this government is making history. Sir, before 2,300 years, Alexander the Great came to India and he had a battle with the then ruler, Porus alias Purushothaman. The war went on months. Usually wherever Alexander goes, he gets victory in a few days or a week time. But it was a very tough battle for him. At last he got a victory. Porus made to stand in front of Alexander. But Alexander immediately released the Porus and told him that I have never seen such a courageous person in the world. You are at par with me. I release you. You take back your land. You can rule over your land. Nowadays we are not enemies, we are friends, he said. Porus called for a grand dinner to commemorate this new friendship. In that dinner, food was served in a plate. As soon as he saw the plate, he got shocked and he wondered. He told to Porus that, I know you are a rich man, but I didn't realize that you are this much wealthy to use this kind of plate. Sir, can you imagine by which metal that plate is made of? It was not by gold. It was not by the platinum. It was not by the silver. It was made by the aluminum. Those days aluminum was the costly and precious metal. After 2,300 years, this government made aluminum as a precious and costly metal by imposing 18% GST. This is the way this government is recreating history. Sir, while the Honorable President read out the speech prepared by the Union government, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, appointed by the Honorable President, fails to comply with the long-lasting tradition and President of the country and adopts a confrontation approach towards the government of Tamil Nadu. One of the most glaring omissions in the President address was the continued centralization of power and the undermining of states' autonomy. Tamil Nadu, like many other states, has experienced a growing concentration of power in the hands of Union government. The most recent and highly continuous issue is the office of the governor. Over the years, we have seen the governor, an office that is supposed to be apolitical and neutral, become a tool of political interference from the center. The President address completely failed to address this issue. Yes. Despite its being a source of much unrest in Tamil Nadu, the delay in the assent of bill passed by the Tamil Nadu Assembly has become a recurring issue. The Union government has done nothing to prevent these delays, which serve to undermine the will of the people of Tamil Nadu as expressed through their elected representative. In this context, the DMK-led Tamil Nadu state government has rightly called for a code of conduct for governors. We believe it is crucial to introduce clear, binding rules that govern the behavior of governors, including imposing specific time frame for them to decide on bills and files sent by state governments. Such measures are essential to ensure that governors act impartially and without political interference. The Union government's failure to address this issue in the President's speech speaks volume about its recline to address growing concern around federalism and the state autonomy. The speech delivered by the Honorable President offered a sanitized portrayal of India's current situation, neglecting to confront the urgent issues that continue to devastate the lives of everyday citizens. Key government failures were notably absent, such as the ongoing crisis in Manipur, which has resulted in significant loss of life and disruption in the strategically important region. Additionally, the repeated scandals involved the exam leak, which have eroded public confidence in the recruiting system, were ignored. Meanwhile, Inflation is placing considerable pressure on the financial well-being of the general population. The depreciation of Indian rupee stands as a clear sign of government's inability to stabilize the economy. Sir, I remember the present minister of this ruling party, present ministers who are all sitting here in this ruling party, jumping up and down when the dollar was around 50 rupees. Today, the dollar is fastly approaching rupees 100, and they are sitting here only. And the present finance minister says the dollar is strengthening and the rupee is not getting weaker, while the conveniently failing to strengthen the Indian rupee. Despite these troubling signs, the president's speech painted an overly optimistic picture, highlighting economic renaissance and growth without addressing the deeper structure issues that continue to leave the common citizens struggling. The speech also failed to acknowledge critical concerns such as corporate favorism, environmental harm, and escalating social unrest. Loan waivers to major corporates totaling around 14 lakh crore between 2015 and 2025 have not translated into meaningful job creation or infrastructure projects. The President address overlooked several critical issues, including the farmers' demand for legal guarantee of minimum support price. Despite ongoing protests and widespread calls for action, social tension have reached an unprecedented level, but the speech chooses to emphasize accomplishments that feel increasingly disconnected from the pressing challenges faced by the public, offering a narrative more focused on self-praise and addressing the true struggle of people. The speech, which highlighted the Union government's so-called achievements, failed to truly reflect the ground realities faced by the states like Tamil Nadu. While the address made frequent reference to development in various regions, it overlooked some of the most pressing issues affecting the people of Tamil Nadu, issue that speaks to the heart of governance, federalism, and the relationship between union and the state government. As a member of parliament representing Tamil Nadu, it is my responsibility to bring the forefront the problems that directly impact the state which I belong to, and the issues that have been ignored or downplayed by the union government in the president's speech. Tamil Nadu has always been a state that values its autonomy and has fearlessly upheld the principles of federalism. The state has historically played a critical role in social, political, and economic progress of India. However, over the last few years, the union government has systematically eroded the very foundation of cooperative federalism, undermining the autonomy of states like Tamil Nadu and disregarding the will of people who elected their state government. The government's speech has neglected to address the serious economic challenges that Tamil Nadu faces. Tamil Nadu is one of the largest contributors to the national GDP. Yet the state continues to treat it unfairly when it comes to resource allocation. Despite its significant contributions, Tamil Nadu received disproportionately low funding for critical areas such as infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and welfare schemes. This disparity in the resource allocation has a long-term consequence of people of Tamil Nadu, sir. Take for example, the state infrastructure projects. Tamil Nadu is home to some of the busiest ports and cities in the country, and yet the funding for vital infrastructure projects has been slow and inadequate. Chennai Port, one of the largest port in India, oldest port in India, continue to face delay in expansion project, affecting not just Tamil Nadu, but also the national trade. Not only Tamil Nadu, for national trade also. The union government's claim of economic success stands in stark contrast to the reality faced across the country. While the center promotes its narrative of economic progress, people nationwide are grappling with the rising joblessness, economic inequality, and stagnation in key sectors. The government's failure to address these pressing issues in the President's address highlights its indifference to widespread challenges affecting the entire nation. Sir, the union government has failed the people of Tamil Nadu in the education sector in several key areas. Sir, in Tamil Nadu, education is the religion. Education is the religion for Tamil people. Education is the religion for Tamil Nadu. This is the very key sector for us. Tamil Nadu has a well-established education system that has a long prioritized regional language instruction. However, in the President's address, has raised a significant concern. The policy mandates Hindi as a compulsory subject, a move that has been widely rejected in Tamil Nadu. The state has always championed the right to preserve and promote its own language, and the imposition of Hindi in schools is seen as an infringement of Tamil culture and heritage. The President address overlooks this strong opposition and the border issue of educational autonomy. Additionally, the Union government's decision to withhold funds from PM Shri schools under Sarve Shishya Abhiyan in Tamil Nadu further exemplifies its negligence. This decision is not just a bureaucratic matter, sir. It is directly affect the future of students in the state. It highlights the Union government's continued disregard for the Tamil Nadu's need. The state has constantly opposed the NEP 2020, particularly the three-language policy, as it undermines state autonomy. The Tamil Nadu government has the right to shape its education system according to the need and aspiration of its people. Yet this crucial issue was entirely ignored in the President's speech, which failed to address the disparities faced by the students in the state. Continued series of paper leaks that have shaken public trust in government recruitment process found no mention. The Union government's failure to recognize the need for equitable resource distribution, the disregard for the autonomy of states, and the failure to address the pressing concern of the state like Tamil Nadu are not just political issues. They are issues that affects the lives of millions of people. The Union government's approach has been one of the centralization and disrespect for the diverse need of our country. Instead of fostering an environment of cooperation and mutual respect between the Union and state government, it is sought to impose a one-size-fits-all approach that fails to acknowledge regional diversity and local need. As an elected representative from Tamil Nadu, I'll continue to raise these issues, demand accountability, and seek justice for the people of Tamil Nadu. Sir, it is crucial that we restore the spirit of cooperative federalism and ensure the state like Tamil Nadu receive the resources and respect they deserve. I conclude by saying that President address was a missed opportunity to address these critical issues. It failed to acknowledge the real struggle of the state like Tamil Nadu and ignore the need for the meaningful reforms, government and resource distribution. Honorable Chairman, sir, I want to conclude. We are just an opposition side, but we are not enemies of house. The treasury benches always have to take the opposition benches into consideration during the session. It was said not by Abdullah, it was said by your honorable leader, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. I want you to remember his words. With this I conclude, sir. Thank you.
धन्यवाद. Thank you.